Right.
Let's see that is. Let's see, where are we? Here somewhere. There you are. This is not completely accurate because you missed 2 tests, so that could change, obviously. At this point, everybody is passing, so that's good. You guys are close. You need to keep it up, all right? Okay. 56 is where we should be. That's 651 on your book. What's that?
Can you get the air?
I'm sorry.
Can you make it cooler in here, please?
It is a little warm, isn't it? Yeah, you got this thing cranked up again. Everybody have a good weekend?
Yes.
Anything fun?
No.
No?
Oh.
You got that Cadillac figured out, or you wait, you said you wait for the customer to okay it soon or something?
Yeah, they are okay. I can still figure it out this week.
You did what now?
I said they did okay before we left, so
Oh.
I can still figure it out this week.
Oh, good, yeah.
They started.
I got my suit for graduation.
You got your what?
My suit for graduation.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
What's it called? Are we what time do we get here for graduation again? 10:30?
We need to be here at 10:30, I believe, yeah, because I think it starts at 11, yeah, 11, yeah.
Okay, and then after graduation, we go home, or how's that work?
Probably, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, because I don't think we're gonna have class that day. I mean, it just would make sense to try to do them both.
Yeah, you never told us, what do we do that next day, Wednesday?
Next day,
Come in?
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back here in class, yeah,
What are
to
we
finish.
doing?
Probably whatever we have to do to finish up the week or the whole school session, which will probably be our last final exam and that kind of stuff. So depends on where we are at the time, but I'm gonna try to pace us so that there's not too much to do Wednesday, but
All right, one more thing. So they told me that following, Thursday, Friday after we graduate,
Mhm.
so when I come down to the dealership, to fill out the application and everything, if I get that done on Thursday, do I have to go Friday? They say it's fine.
what do you mean?
So,
If you've already gone through the application process and they say, don't worry about coming in tomorrow, then that's fine, yeah.
so make sure.
I saw that it's gonna be closed on Memorial Day, the 27th. They're gonna close, it's gonna be closed here.
Right,
So we're
Yeah.
gonna miss a day of school and all
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. So Monday, the 27th, there's no school. Right, we are closed on that day, so, which is what, 2 weeks from now? Yeah. Yep, 27th, we will not be here. Two weeks from today.
Alright.
All right. Anybody got any other questions, anything you wanna talk about, go over before we get started? Yeah? Okay.
I do got a question off of, is there a limit to how many people we can bring?
Yes,
What's the limit?
let me go find out. It changes every time, so. Okay, unfortunately, we have a lot of classes graduating this time, so that's why I said it changes every time, because what they do is they put different classes in. Because they only do one graduation ceremony. They put CNA in there, they put CDL in there, they put phlebotomy in there. So, at this point in time, since it's gonna be a big graduation, a lot of people can be there, 3 is all you can bring.
3?
Okay? Yep. All right. Anything else before we get going? Okay. I think I have these all ready to go. Okay.
And they just show up, there's nothing like they have to sign up for or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, if they just show up, you know, and the thing is, there's not gonna be seats. We're not set up to hold that many people.
Yeah.
So when we have 4, because we actually have 2 phlebotomy classes graduating, and then CDL, and then CNA, and then this one. So, since we have so many people, if they don't limit it, there's just not enough room for everybody. We don't do it off-site. The graduations are always here at the school, so
Okay,
we don't rent an off-site facility to do graduation, so.
okay.
All right, we're gonna go through lighting systems in your automobile, advantage of using LEDs, how to interpret, how to read bulb charts, operation brake lights, turn signals, daytime running lights, all the lights on your car, driving lights, adaptive headlights, aiming headlights, that kind of stuff. This is all, again, lighting and signaling circuits. Automatic dimming mirrors, courtesy lights, illuminated entry, procedures to inspect and troubleshoot signaling and lighting circuits. And we will get prepared for ASE this week as well, okay? So Wednesday, 2 tests. Area E on the ASE. All right, non-computer controlled lighting. This is, again, older vehicles. Anytime you see non-computer controlled, you know it's old, right? Okay. On the older vehicles, they all were basically what they call hardwired. You had your power supply, you had your fuse, you had your wiring, the switch to the lights. Okay, now everything goes to a controller. Okay, so your switches and stuff like that are just inputs to, like, say, the body control module. So when you go to turn your headlights on, it's not actually just going through a switch to the headlights. It's going through the body control module, and then it decides, is everything okay to turn the lights on, or whatever it happens to be, okay? But before that, all the tail lights, side marker lights, headlights, arc light, dash lights, everything was just hardwired, no computer. Switches, fuses, and then the lights, and that was it. Everything is body control module controlled now. Body control module is often referred to as the central organizational module. I think in Subaru they call that the cockpit control module or something like that. Who's it Subaru? Charles? Yeah. Have you heard that term there? No? Yeah. I was talking to Cody when I was in their service manager, when I was in there the other day. And he said that they're having a lot of failures with those in the Subarus. Yeah. Benefits include monitoring the current flow through the circuits and turn on a warning light if there's a failure. So what that means is, if you have an older car and you leave your lights on or something like that, it's gonna run battery dead, right? If it's controlled through a control module, it will monitor the current flow through that circuit, and if the car is unattended, it knows that you left something on, it will shut it off for you, okay? That way it doesn't run the battery dead. So like if the car has, say, a under hood light, you leave the hood open too long, it'll shut it off, okay? They turn off the lights after time delay, prevent battery from being drained, which we talked about, fail-safe mode. All accessories lights default to on for safety. Same thing, yeah. So if you leave your door open, obviously your interior lights come on, right? And if for some reason you don't get back to the car, you left your door open, you went to cook groceries in the house, forgot to come back, shut the door, whatever you did, the body control module will turn the lights off after a certain time delay. So again, it doesn't run the battery dead. Lots of advantages to computer controls. All right, this is just a headlight circuit diagram for an older vehicle. Does not use a controller. to control the operation of the lights. As you can see, you just have your power supply, headlight switch, dimmer switch, and then whatever for your lighting here. Schematic showing the input from the multifunction switch to the smart junction box, and then it uses the BCM to operate the lights. So again, your switches and all that kind of stuff are just inputs to the body controller. It makes the final decision. So you could actually have a problem with a car where maybe the turn signals didn't work. And it could actually be the body control module. It could actually be that controller is the reason the turn signals don't work, okay? The modules are pretty reliable now. Again, I was talking to Cody and he said they're having problems with them on Subarus, but for the most part, the controllers are pretty reliable. Doesn't mean they don't go bad, but it's a possibility. We've been through LEDs, so you guys know how that works. Their features are faster illuminations, longer service life, low current draw. The bulbs can be visually inspected and tested using an ohm meter. We did that the other day with one of those lights. That bulb, remember that? Tested that one. Do you know what you missed last week? I gave you those quizzes right before you left. So have you gone through that stuff? Okay. So when do you want to do these makeup tests?
I can do it either day.
Okay. Why don't we get you prepared for it today? I'll let you know if there's anything that you need to know that maybe you don't have in front of you, and we'll just have you do them tomorrow, okay?
That sounds good.
That way you'll have another day when you go home today to get ready for that. All right. We did this on the on that bulb last week, if you guys remember that, right? We tested, it was a dual filament bulb. We tested one side and the other, and one of them was like 1 ohm and the other was like 2.5 or something like that. And then we put the power to it, and I asked you which side was going to be brighter.
Yeah.
You guys got it right, remember? Which filament was going to be brighter just by ohm testing the bulb? So you can test a bulb like this to see if it's good. But a lot of times on these, you can just look through them and see if that little filament is broken. But you can test them like that. In fact, one side of that bulb was about 1.1. It says as soon as current flows through the filament, the resistance increases about 10 times. So as soon as it gets hot, again, most things when they get hot, temperature or the resistance increases on them. Okay, this is just trade number of bulbs. Bulbs are numbered, graded, whatever you want to call them, by what they are, what they do, the color of them, that kind of stuff. So as you can see at the bottom there, let's say you have a bulb that's an older car, let's say it's a 1157. If you have an 1157A, it's the same bulb, it's just yellow or amber. Okay, that's what the A is for. B for blue, HD heavy duty, and A is natural amber glass. Quartz halogen, Q. This is just a bulb chart number. I don't know if this is going to do you much good, but some of these bulbs they actually still use. Some of these are older. This bulb right here, this 194, this has actually been around forever. They used that in the 60s and 70s, and they still use them in cars today. That's that little bulb they use for like marker lights and stuff like that. But they used them for dash lights and stuff like that in older car. But that 194 is still being used today. And that one is the one that looks like this. Okay, we tested those bulbs the other day when we were doing that. Some of them will have the same trade number, which means that they have the same operating voltage and wattage. The NA means the bulb is a natural amber glass ampule, clear lens. Always replace the bulbs with the same number that you took out, okay, that's common sense, right? Brake lights are also called stop lights, and they also have a high intensity filament of a double filament bulb or LED. One is your stop and turn signal, the other is typically a running light or a park light, they call it sometimes. Remember when we tested that bulb the other day and one side was bright, one side was dim?
Yes.
So that was, one side was running light, the other side was a brake light or turn signal, so. All right, VCM controlled brake lights. Input from the brake pedal switch or sensor is used by the other systems in the vehicle as an input for the following systems. As you know, you got to have a brake light switch to turn the brake lights on any car, whether it's old or new, and you have to have a brake light switch or sensor on the newer ones for a lot of other things other than brake lights. It's an input to the body control module to tell it what you're doing, okay? You know you can't get your car out of park unless you put your foot on the brake, right? So the brake pedal switch will unlock the shifter so you can get it out of park. It will also allow the car to start. If you have a push button start, you know the car won't start unless you put your foot on the brake, right? It has to have that signal from the brake pedal switch. So there's a possibility if you have a push button start car and it doesn't start, you might just have a problem with that brake light switch, right? Because if it doesn't get the input that you have your foot on the brake, it's not going to start. So when you're diagnosing no start, stuff like that, try not to overlook some what might be a simple fix or what might be obvious, right? You will also disengage your cruise control and for your anti-lock brake system. Okay, somebody walk us through this and tell us what's going on here.
Electricity.
Looks pretty complicated, right?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that's an older brake light circuit. Showing brake light and all the related components. That's actually an older car schematic. Much simpler when they put the computer in there, right? You would think it'd be more complicated, but it actually simplifies it. Schematic of the VCM controlled brake light circuit, including the brake pedal position switch, which creates the signal to the PCM. Inputs are labeled brake pedal position sensor or brake on off. Another schematic there, nothing we see here. Mechanical system operation. In older systems, turn signal is supplied power by the turn signal switch operated by a lever on the switch. Remember when I tested that little thing the other day and I put power to it and it was clicking?
Yep.
And I said, what is this? And I think you're the one that got it, right? You said, it's a turn signal or something, right? It was a turn signal flasher?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what the old ones used to use. There's no more turn signal flashers on cars anymore. The VCM does all of that, okay? So if you turn your turn signal on, body control module flashes the light. It does all of this for you. No more signal flashers like I showed you before.
I heard back in the signal from the older cars were heavy to pushing down.
What's that?
I heard the signals
Uh-huh.
from older cars are heavier.
Yeah, so they are. Yeah, they are. Because you're actually moving a mechanical switch, so you would push it up and it would click, and then the cancel cam, after you made the turn, it would click it back to normal stuff, but yeah, they are. Because the newer ones, you're just kind of giving it a quick little, and it's just sending the input. So it becomes an input switch rather than a mechanical. You're not moving a mechanical switch, kind of like. Okay, some cars will have bulb outage warnings, meaning if you have a turn signal, brake light, something like that, bulb that's out, the light will come on the dash, it'll tell you. Usually, some European cars, I don't know of many American cars that do that, but.
Mine's just like blinks way faster than usual. It goes when I turn my blinker on.
Uh-huh.
Instead of like, I don't have like a warning thing. It just flashes a lot faster. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. If the blinker is out,
Mhm.
it flashes a lot faster.
Yeah,
I'd
it
rather
probably,
have
you
a
probably
warning.
got a bulb burned out.
Oh, no, it doesn't do it now, I'm just saying that's what it does.
Oh, that's what it does. Oh, I
I
got you.
changed them a couple months back.
Oh, okay, I get you. Hazard warning lights, you know about those, those are your four-way flash, or sometimes they call them. That flashes your front and rear, right, left and right turn signals all at once. More schematics. These are some types of flashes, a little bit different than the one I showed you guys, but normally you don't use those, they don't use those anymore. This is the steering column on the older style. This is the one that uses that cancel cam, like you were talking about. It takes a little bit more effort to turn the turn signal on, because you're actually moving this switch inside here with the turn signal lever. So yeah, it does take more effort to turn the turn signal on. Replacement side marker lights could be used to replace standard bulbs. So there's some instances where you can replace a standard old style bulb with an LED, which I actually did on my car, because it used those for the dash lights. I replaced them with LEDs. Looks much brighter at night. Daytime running lights, you're familiar with that, right? Those are the lights are on when you drive in the daytime, right? You see cars driving around all the time with the lights on. It's, a lot of times that's just the headlights at a lower intensity, so. Right, daytime running lights involve the following: your front parking lights, separate daytime running lamps sometimes, or your headlights at a reduced current. More fun schematics. Headlight switches. Older vehicles use headlight switch to operate the interior exterior lights, which we talked about already. Composite headlights, you're familiar with those. Those are ones that you can't change bulbs in sometimes. Sometimes you have to replace the whole headlight assembly. Okay, bulb faults. If a bulb does not look good, it probably isn't. Sometimes a clear bulb will get cloudy or gray or dark or something like that. If it doesn't look good, it's probably not good, right? If it's gray or white or cloudy, has a broken filament, anything like that, that's an indication the bulb is bad. Whole bunch of schematics in this one. Typical composite headlight assembly. Some of these you can replace bulbs in, some of them you can't, but for the most part, luckily you can replace bulbs in. Some of them aren't that easy to get to either. Anybody ever replace headlight bulbs on a car that you had to take the whole front bumper face off of it? Some of them you do. Handle halogen bulb by the base to prevent the skins or oil from getting on the glass. Those are bulbs you're not supposed to touch. Okay? Don't touch the glass on those bulbs. As you know, these composite headlights, after a while, especially in the sun out here, they'll start to get cloudy and look like crap. If they don't get too bad before you fix it, you can do those little headlight restoration kits on them where you basically just polish the lens, you know. Yeah. What do you mean?
How can you clean them up?
If it comes off your headlights, how do you take them off? Like, how do you clean it to make them less shiny?
You mean if the headlights get foggy?
Yeah.
They make headlight restoration kits you can buy at the park store. There's several different ones, but if it's not too bad, they actually make them look new again. But if you let it get too bad, then you don't have to replace it.
Mine started to come.
Is it?
They're not bad, but they're just.
If it's just starting to get a little bit cloudy, you can still save it now. Yep. Okay, it was important not to touch a halogen bulb because it will shorten the service life of it. We talked a little bit about HID headlights, high intensity discharge. Those produce a crisper, clearer, brighter light. Typically have a blue tint to them. They have stages of startup because of the way they work. They have a startup, a run, and then a steady. Xenon headlights, HID. Normally if you have an HID headlight failure, the light will go out, caused by the ballast assembly. Detects repeated bulb strike. Color changes to a dim pink glow sometimes on those, or the light will flicker. And those are the ones that use igniter. Sometimes that igniter goes bad and the bulb isn't actually bad on a HID system, so. Sometimes the only way to tell is to just put another bulb in. If it still doesn't work, then you're probably gonna have to replace this igniter. Okay. The color of light is measured in degrees. And this is another misprint on here. Can you tell where it is?
Kevin.
Exactly.
It's called Kelvin.
It's not Kevin. It's Kelvin. Anyway, higher the temperature of the light, the bluer the appearance. By the way, did everybody check their bag of their cap and gown? Somebody lost a tassel.
It's not me.
So if you check yours, make sure you got it, okay? Because there was one that got lost. Yours is still in there, so if you lost yours, it's right here, all right? All right, LED headlights. Advantages: longer service life, reduced electrical power required. Disadvantages: they cost a little more money. Many small ones are required to get a bright light. Okay, you guys have seen these before: adaptive or advanced front headlight system. Mechanically moves the headlights, follow the direction of the wheels. You guys have seen those, where you turn the wheel on the car and the headlights kind of follow it. Okay, that's called an AFS system, or adaptive front lighting system. Vehicle has to be moving above a predetermined speed. Self-leveling monitors or motors keep the headlights properly aimed. Diagnosis and service on that: make sure the switch is on. You can turn those off if you don't want that to do that, if it has that, okay? Verify both low and high beam lights are functioning correctly. You can use a scan tool. Check for trouble codes in that particular system. If there's a problem with the system, it just doesn't work at all, right? They'll just aim straight ahead. Uses two motors, one for up and down and the other from side to side, left, right. And a switch to turn it off if you do not want it. If you have an AFS switch on your vehicle, that's what it's for, okay? Automatic headlights. Pretty much everything has automatic headlights now. Most people that I know of just leave their headlight switch in the automatic position. That way you don't ever have to mess with it, right? Turns them on and off for you. It knows if it's light or dark outside. It takes care of everything for you. Most vehicles will allow you to select the auto position, and you don't have to do anything after that. Sometimes you get a symbol on the dash telling you that your headlights are in the auto position. Dimmer. This one, the switch between the two circuits, is often called the dimmer switch, or the high-low. Usually hand operated by lever on the steering column, normally the same one that works for turn signals. Most cars, you just push it forward or back for your bright, dim, or normal. Auto dimming, system that causes the headlights to switch from high intensity to low intensity when the system detects the headlights from approaching vehicle. Photoresistor type, camera based, two types of those. Headlight aiming, that can be different based on the vehicle. Sometimes you have to have those aiming screens that they use at the dealer. Fog lights. Those have a unique beam that is flat and wide, the position low in the vehicle, usually near the front bumper. Not all cars have them. Driving lights. Designed to send powerful beams far ahead, illuminating the next stretch of road. Okay. Anybody got automatic dimming mirrors on their car? Yeah?
How you turn that off? I don't like it.
What's that?
That's how you turn that off. I don't like it.
Yeah, yeah. They use an electrochromatic technology to dim the mirror and proportion the amount of headlight glare from the other vehicles in the rear. They got a lot of things on cars that are just pretty cool, and some of them are just like, yeah, whatever. Your courtesy lights, those are your overhead lights in your car or whatever. That's what comes on when you open the door, okay? Call that courtesy lights. Most of them are BCM operated. If you have a newer car, they for sure are. Illuminated entry. Interior lights are turned on for a given amount of time when the door handle or the RKE, the remote keyless entry, bulb is operated while the doors are locked. Everybody knows about that, right? Lighting system diagnosis, again, verify your problem, do visual inspection, scan tool will help you out with that, which it does for most things. Tail light bulb replacement, I don't know why they go through this. It's pretty easy to replace a tail light bulb for most part. If you have a bulb that doesn't work, or a light that doesn't work, and you replace the bulb and it still doesn't work, what do you do next?
Check your fuse.
Possibly.
Or
But if it's just one bulb, it's not gonna be a fuse.
check your wire.
Yeah. Check the wiring and check the bulb socket. Okay, sometimes these get hot and they melt, or they create enough heat between the electrical contacts to open up just enough to where it's not making contact with the bulb. So if you have a light that's out and it's just one, okay, again, it's not gonna be a fuse if it's just one bulb. They don't fuse each bulb, okay? It's a fuse that works a whole series of lights, all right? So if you have one with the, let's say this bulb didn't work, let's say this was a tail light bulb, and everything else worked. You replace this bulb and it still doesn't work. You're probably gonna be in this connector here. Sometimes you'll have to change those. Okay. I'll do the same thing with you I did last week to help you out, okay? And that is when we run across a question on one of these that you're gonna see Wednesday on the test, I will somehow, some way, if you're paying attention, give you some indication that you might see it on the test. Okay? That seems to have been helping out. First 5 questions on the test are going to be from this chapter, okay? How's it going? Anybody not done? Everybody's done. Okay.
Ready?
Not yet. Did anybody read anything in the green frequently asked questions boxes as you're going through this?
So the trucks will affect.
Uh-huh. You guys ever heard of that?
No.
You've probably experienced it before though, right? You know what it is?
Yeah. So you see something bright and then like you look away, close your
Yeah,
eyes.
and you still
stare.
see it? Yeah. So what happens is it's a visual effect where an image remains on the retina of the eye for a short time after it's been removed. So what they have done is modified rear view mirror so to try to avoid that. Because of that Troxler effect, headlight glare can remain on the retina of the eye and create a blind spot. At night, the fading away of the bright light from the vehicle in the rear reflected by the rear view mirror can cause a hazard. That was the purpose for that. How about the tech tip on 665? The weirder the problem, the more likely it is that you got a poor ground connection. Remember I told you how important ground wires are? Ground circuits? If you have a really weird problem with lighting or something like that, good chance that that's what's wrong. Okay, create all kinds of crazy things. You could also have a short to voltage, which would mean something else would come on when, let's say when you hit your brakes, interior lights come on. Right? It's going to be a short to voltage. Should be pretty obvious. When something works that's not supposed to work, when something else is turned on, that's what you're going to be looking for, okay? There is also a lighting system guide on 666 that may help you diagnose problems with lighting. For instance, you have one headlight that's dim, poor ground connection on the body or a corroded connector, okay? On down the line, brake lights don't work. Well, it might be a brake light switch, turn signal switch. I actually had a car that had a weird problem with the lights. Sometimes the turn signals would stop working when you hit the brake, things like that. It was an older car, it ended up being the turn signal switch inside the steering column. But so that chart might help you out once upon a time if you run into that. All right, so let's go through the quiz questions here and move along.
The headlights are properly aimed when they point straight ahead on the high beams. I really couldn't find that. Is it false? Because it's adjustable.
That is actually the first question on the test for Wednesday.
Is it false? It's true. I couldn't find that.
Okay. Nobody should miss that question.
In the paragraph,
One way. What you looking for?
headlight aiming, and what's it called?
Should be on 662.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now, but I couldn't. What's it called? Like, find where it says that. Yeah, but it just talks about how you can adjust it by this and that, but I don't see where it says anything where it lines up with the high beams.
Yep, I'm not seeing it either.
So I'll just put it as false because it didn't say it clearly. I even checked the figure.
true on your test, okay?
Okay.
All right,
One way to check the adaptive front light system AFS is to A, check that the system performs a self-testing startup.
okay, we'll perform a self-test during startup, that's one way to check it.
Question three, LED light are not bright enough to be used in headlight. It's false.
Absolutely, it is false. They use LEDs and headlights on many cars.
Check. A check is basically HDI. Headlight reach the road, so the image is most likely to, most likely to Code B, the headlight code would be different.
Yep, headlight color will be different.
Number 5. Dimension H of the bulb trig number is the same for all bulbs of the same size. Dimension B says dual filaments bulb has different wattage rating for each filament. Who is right? B.
B?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's our problem, right? All bulbs. B only, all right.
The vehicle has a defective brake switch, which of these systems may not operate properly? D.
Yep, if you have a defective brake switch, your cruise control may not work. You may not be able to get it out of park. Your ABS may not operate properly.
The
Brake
adap-
light switch, very important.
The adaptive front lighting system will be disabled if there's any fault in one from the front of the headlights, of the front of the headlights. C,
Where are we at, 7?
7.
yeah. C, be disabled.
If there's fault, yeah, it'll be disabled, yep.
Number 8, Technician A says that the daytime running lights DRLs light the headlights, usually at reduced intensity whenever the engine is running. Technician B says high intensity discharge HID headlights are brighter and have a yellow tint. Who is right? B. Oh, it's on the test.
Okay. If you're not looking at the screen, you should be.
The answer is B.
Okay, you know what this means?
Yes.
Okay. HID headlights have a blue tint, not yellow. Sometimes daytime running lights are just headlights at a reduced intensity.
No, number 9, signal contract, 1156, and a double contract, 11757, bulbs, both use, still A.
Yep, 1156 and 1157 bulbs both use two positioning loads.
Interior overhead light are obscured by switches that are located with the
All right. D for 10. You with us here, Mojo? Yeah?
You said what?
So are you with us?
Yeah.
Terrence, you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. What do you know about this question?
Of course. Come on, tires.
What's the answer? Hey, okay. All right. We did number 2, right? Or no, we didn't. That's a new question.
Pretty sure about that.
How many questions is the one on Wednesday?
How many?
Yeah, 40.
And are we taking the ASC for this on Wednesday too?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
35.
That's not bad.
Okay. What's the answer to number 2?
And B,
No.
A.
well, blue headlights are, it's a higher temperature degree.
Do HID headlights, are they brighter and have a blue tint?
Oh yeah, I read it wrong.
Okay. So A is right?
I'm just speaking from personal experience on B. Mine was defective. It didn't go out. It didn't, stop blinking. So
Yep.
it just warned me.
Okay. We did 3. Did we do 4?
Yeah, we did. That was
Yeah.
one we couldn't find the answer
Yeah.
to, but it's true.
It's kind of different though, no?
No, it's the same. I think.
It does look a little different.
The headlights are properly aimed when they point straight ahead on high beam.
I guess we didn't say.
The headlights are properly aimed when they point straight ahead. Yeah, it's the same question.
Okay. Automatic dimming mirror is used for what?
B.
Okay.
Against rocks or effect.
We did that one.
What type of light bulb should not be touched using bare hands?
B.
Halogen bulbs. One way to check the adaptive front light system is, oh, that was A.
Did that one. Color of light produced by a light bulb is measured in what units?
Kelvin.
A.
Kelvin degrees, right?
Vehicle
Okay.
Every future typical use. BCM? Or any of these?
Limited entry commanded on by any of these, yeah. RKE, remote keyless entry, BCM, outside door handle. Alright. $57.
Hey, does anybody in here have like non-medicated eye drops? My eyes are fucking burning.
No.
What the heck?
Go to the restroom.
I tried to wipe them out with water earlier when I went the first time.
Did you smell
Stop for a second.
it? Did you smell it in there?
Smell what?
I don't know. It smells like, strong bleach or something. I don't know.
Nah. I'm trying to say I put bleach in my eyes.
No, just the restroom. The whole restroom smells like it. You walk in and it
I didn't
smells.
smell it. No, I can't do that. This is it's uncomfortable.
All right. Next chapter is Driver Information Center. A little bit of navigation system. Okay. In a previous chapter a while back, we went through the meaning of the dash light warning symbols, and you know they're all color coded, right?
We didn't do the phrase.
Okay.
Phrase.
Okay, we can do that if you would like to do that. Number one, we did already. You should have got B for number one. LED is used for lighting because they have faster illumination, longer service light, and have a lower current draw. Yes, yes, and yes.
Hey, Ron.
All of those.
I could be wrong, but it smells very close to it. It smells like a gas leak or something in the bathroom.
Really?
It's pretty damn strong. That's pretty close to that.
Because that's one of the things that keeps that
Yeah.
gas smell from coming up.
That does not smell good.
Yeah, it's not good.
I couldn't tell if it was gas.
Yeah, I don't think it's,
I don't want somebody to see me.
I don't think it's a explosive type, issue, because I don't think there's anything in the building that uses natural gas. I don't think there's any gas in the building as far as that goes. So I'm guessing it's just from a drain or something that's dried out. I don't know how that one works, if that gets dried out, it's the same way, but sometimes I get like some of that in my house sometimes, because
Yeah.
I live by myself, and Sometimes some of the bathrooms and the showers and stuff don't get used for a long time.
Yeah.
And the, you know, the traps in there the water will dry up in there, and you get that methane gas smell that kind of comes up through there. And you just run water in it for a few minutes and it goes away, but
Okay.
I don't think it's anything to be worried about, but it's certainly not pleasant.
Yeah. It smells very similar to, you know, like
Yeah.
butane or something.
Yeah, it kind of almost does have a natural gas smell, you know.
Yeah.
All right. As I mentioned before, we went through some lightings for driver information centers for warning lamps, the different colors, what they mean, all that kind of stuff. There's a couple of charts in here. As you can see, there's green on 669, and then you got your amber and red on 670, but there's probably more than this you see on a car, but this is a good indication of how many you'll see. All right, we're gonna go through the meaning of these. Steering wheel controls, voice activation, maintenance indicators. Some cars will tell you it's time to change your oil or something like that. Discuss operation of heads-up display, night vision, digital electronic displays. How your speedometer and your odometer work. Oil pressure lamp, temperature lamp, brake warning, other analog dash instruments. How a navigation system works. Explain the operation and diagnosis of telematic system, backup camera, backup sensor lane departure warning system. Symbols are used on the dash instead of words because they are universal in a global vehicle market. Not everybody speaks the same language, but a symbol will work for any language, right? What is your first language, Charles?
Oh, English?
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah? Do you know other languages?
No.
No?
Yeah, like my local language.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I don't know, for some reason, I thought that maybe you originally, when you were younger, maybe you spoke a different language and then learned English.
Yeah.
So is that true or no?
Yes, true.
Okay, so what was it?
We call it fancy, kind of cheap language.
It's called what?
Cheap.
Never heard of it.
Different tribes have like different local
Local
languages.
language, yeah.
Oh, right, you know about it?
Well, I kind of a little bit.
Can you say
Where are you
something?
from?
I'm from Ghana, West Africa.
Ghana?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
Almost 7 years.
7 years, huh? Huh.
What made you choose Vegas?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but just, you know, sometimes I wonder
City in all
what brings
America,
people
I
from the
think so.
other side of the world to here, right?
Yeah.
So what was it?
Oh, my wife, she works for the government, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
she does.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
pretty cool.
Can you say something? Something in that language?
Oh, like, bruh, like come.
Well, a full sentence.
Yeah, I'm ready to go to school or something like that.
Okay. All of the warning lights come on as a part of a self-test in order to help the driver or the technician spot any warning lights that may be not operating for whatever reason. As you know, when you turn the key on your car, normally all the lights on the dash will come on. It's just kind of a bulb check thing to let you know that all of these are operational, and if they're not, something is obviously wrong and that light would never come on, even if you did have a problem in the system or whatever. As you know, when they do a smog check on your car, they check to make sure the check engine light actually works. Not that it's, fact that it's just not on, but that it works. Green and white symbols. They are used to notify the driver that certain functions are working. Amber means that you have a fault somewhere that should be attended to soon. not a 911, but you should have it checked out. Something's going on if you have an amber light. Red means something is serious. Serious faults have been detected, immediate action is required. Sometimes you'll get green and blue for just systems for what is on operation. There's an example of your amber warning lights. And an example of the red immediate attention red. Brake light, what do the colors mean? Yep, we already know that. Steering wheel controls, we're gonna go through a little bit of that. Allows you to keep your hands on the wheel, eyes on the road, while you are playing with things such as your radio, cruise control, answering a call, and you can do voice commands on some cars. Voice activation is used for phone calls, text messages, climate control settings, source of audio, navigation system. Anybody have voice activation systems on their car?
No.
I do
No.
when I plug my phone in. Pretty much.
Really?
It's just Siri. Just plug it in on,
Oh.
on my speaker. I don't gotta touch my phone. Just, hey Siri, call this person, text this person.
Anybody got their phone paired to their car, or your car do that?
My dad's does, but it's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. Yep. All right, maintenance indicators, sometimes they will inform the driver that maintenance is needed. Honda and Acura, really, Toyota, Lexus, so those kind of cars, they're really good about having maintenance reminders. Sometimes they're irritating, but
I'm sorry, you just reminded me of something. When you're replacing TPMS sensors,
uh-huh.
how do you get those recalibrated again? Like when you put them in a tire? Or do they just automatically calibrate as you drive?
Well,
Like if I'm
it
getting
will,
brand
it
new
will,
sensors.
it will actually activate as soon as you start putting air in the
Yeah.
tire, because that's where you put the air in
Yeah.
at the sensor. So once it sees, I think, like 9 or 10 pounds of air, it actually starts to work, because it's in sleep mode or storage mode when you first take it out of the box or when it's on the shelf.
Yeah.
So once it does that, it just has to be programmed, just like you would reprogram them if you were doing a tire rotation or something.
And how would I do that? Because
Depends on the car.
it's an Acura. Do you know?
In the year.
2012.
What about that little scan tool that you go to each one all around in
Because I'm
sequence?
gonna take it over to.
But normally there's you have to actually put the car in learn mode
That's what I'm saying.
on the driver information center somehow, and then take that tool and just go to each wheel, and normally the horn will beep at each wheel, and
Yeah.
but on that one, I'm not sure.
Because
how to
Honda
do
told
that.
me that I can take the car up there and I can replace them. I just need to do the, what's it called, the calibration. I don't know how to do
Mhm.
that. So I'm gonna see if I can get somebody from the main shop to help me.
I'm sure they will,
know.
because a lot of those Honda guys will know Acura stuff
Yeah.
too.
They're pretty much the same car,
Hmm.
so, okay,
Yeah, they should know how to do that. I'm honestly not sure how to do it on that car.
got you.
But, you know, you can always YouTube it. YouTube is very helpful
Yeah,
sometimes.
very.
Okay, maintenance reminders, change oil, soon, that kind of stuff. Okay, analog and digital displays, you know, analog is an actual gauge with a needle, right? Digital is just a digital display, indicates numbers and values. Stepper motors is what analog gauges use to move the needle. Network communication is just shared digitally with the cluster and other various control modules on the car. This is the schematic, not a schematic, but kind of a diagram of a stepper motor that uses the pulses from the computer to rotate the armature in steps. You know, some cars don't even have gauges anymore. It's all just a virtual display. When you turn the key on, it just displays the gauges. They're not actually there. Right? Seen that? It's kind of like the face on this watch. It's not real.
Yeah.
There's no face there. It's just a display, you know. Okay, sometimes you can use a scan tool to check those gauges to do a gauge sweep test, to check, see if the gauge is actually working. Your heads-up display, anybody have that on their car? Yeah? Do you like it or no?
Yeah.
Yeah?
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
You don't gotta keep
Does
it
yours
on.
allow you to change whatever you want,
Hmm.
to display whatever you want on there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sometimes it will project vehicle speed and other things such as turn signal information on the windshield. It has a unit installed in the instrument panel, use the mirror to project the vehicle information on the inside surface of the windshield. Like that. You can shut it off normally, because sometimes people get irritated at that, like, I don't want that. So, sometimes when they put things on cars that not everybody's gonna love, they give you the option of shutting it off. Okay, night vision. Use the camera that's capable of observing objects in the dark to assist the driver while driving at night. The camera will create pictures based on heat energy emitted by the objects rather than light reflected on an object as in a normal optical camera. Night vision camera front grille of a Cadillac. You ever seen one of those? No?
No.
Okay, what is it used to detect objects? Uses heat energy, right?
Yes.
Okay. On your electronic displays, a lot of digital displays on your dash will use LED. It's constructed to release energy in the form of light. Your vacuum tube fluorescent display, that is one that generates a bright light in a manner similar to a TV screen, has a chemical coated light emitted element called phosphorus. And when it's hit with high-speed electrons, it will display. LCD, we know what that is, right? Liquid crystal displays has a special fluid sandwiched in between two sheets of polarized glass. Small voltage is applied to the fluid through a conductor film laminated to the glass plates. What is a WOW display? Anybody know? That is, if you have a car with a digital dash, as soon as you start it up, all of the segments are displayed at full brightness for a couple of seconds. You can actually command the scan tool to do that on the dash. Navigation systems, everybody knows how that works, right?
Yeah.
From satellite. Virtual display on the dash allows you to select what's being displayed. Meet the needs of the driver. There's going to be, well, we'll get to that later. Touchscreens. Everybody knows what a touchscreen is, right?
Yeah.
They can be really cool and they can be a pain too.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I didn't mean to do that, or I didn't mean to touch that, or, right? Yeah.
So real quick, I was looking over cars with my dad the other day because he's looking to get a new car.
Mhm.
How do like some of these newer cars get that overhead view of their car while they're driving? Like that doesn't make sense to me. Like they're driving their parking, but they can see their car from
That's
above.
pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't understand
We
that.
got cameras on board, the drop
Yeah.
mirrors.
Yeah, I'm not, I think we actually get to that.
But
in
you can
this,
see it like
how that
it's
works.
like
It'll give you a
like
360
story or
degree
two
display,
high.
like it's looking down at the
Yeah.
car, yeah.
I don't understand that.
The government's watching us.
The government's watching us.
It's Big Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Touchscreen allows you to use your finger to perform functions displayed on the screen. Everybody's familiar with that. Probably use it 1,000 times a day, right? That thing in your pocket. Use a capacitive touchscreen panel reacts to human touch. Touch location is sent to the controller for processing. Haptic response or beep or vibration improves experience by providing feedback. That is a schematic of a capacitive touchscreen. That's what the side view of it would look like if you were touching that screen on whatever. Speedometers and odometers, you know the difference between those, right? Odometer displays the mileage the vehicle has been driven. Speedo, obviously, how fast the car is going. Your speed sensor can be on the transmission output shaft or wheel speeds for your vehicle speed. Odometer will indicate total miles driven, either electronically or mechanically driven odometer. Don't use mechanically driven ones anymore. Speed sensor located in the extension housing of transmission, that's pretty common. Some are mechanical and operated by the stepper motor. That was pretty popular in the 90s. Almost everything digital now. Fuel level, gas gauges. What does the fuel level do? Should be pretty obvious, right? How much gas do you have in your car? Uses a float on ascending unit attached to a variable resistor. As the resistance of the tank changes in from the unit, gas mounted gauge also changes to show the level of fuel in the tank. Your oil pressure, that is an important one. If you get a red light that has a little picture of an oil can on it, you're probably in trouble. First oil pressure sending unit, which is screwed into the engine block. Coolant temperature, that reads your coolant temperature. That one is in your coolant passive somewhere. Bidirectional scan tools can be used to check the accuracy on dash display. Some oil pressure sending units will require a special socket to get them out, such as this one. Pretty popular on the LS style engines in the back behind the intake manifold. Normal coolant temperature, we know that. 180 to 215, actually it's more like 190 to 215. Navigation and GPS, they use 24 satellites in orbit around the Earth to get your signals. There may be more than that now. Anybody know how many satellites there are for navigation? No?
A lot.
A lot? There may be more since then. This says 24, but uses vehicle speed, yaw sensor, GPS satellite. Calculate where you are all the time. Okay. Telematics, interconnected system that combines your cellular system and GPS navigation, satellite system technology. It will do things like notify emergency services if your airbag deploys. Stolen vehicle location assistance, remote door unlock, roadside assistance. They can't unlock your car by satellite if you lock your keys in your car, or you get locked out of your car somehow if you have that system on your car. And you pay the money for it, which I don't. I locked my keys in my trunk one time. I was out of town, started raining. I opened up the trunk, I had an umbrella in there, and I laid my key down in the trunk and then I shut it. And I was locked out of my car. So I called up OnStar and I said, hey, can you unlock my car for me? No, it doesn't show that you subscribe to our, like, how about if I do it now, you unlock your car? No. Okay. If you have a GM car, you're familiar with them. A lot of them have these OnStar controls on the mirror. Backup cameras, everybody's familiar with that. What's that?
I did not know OnStar can like shut down cars if they like in a police chase.
Yeah. It's kind of, it's good and bad, you know, all this technology, electronics, all that stuff. It has its good points, has its bad points. Yeah. So, if, I don't know who this somebody would be, but if decided they didn't want you to go anywhere, they can make it so your car wouldn't start.
That's crazy.
Or they could shut it down while you were driving, or whatever they want to do. It's not good, but it is what it is.
That's crazy that you don't already unlock your car because you don't have this
Yeah, I've heard of, systems where, let's say you go to some place and you buy a car and you don't make the payments on it, they can make it so your car won't start, and then they
That's
just come and
crazy.
get it, and they know exactly where it is.
Can't you, like, somewhat remove that somehow, or?
If it's been installed aftermarket, yeah,
Oh,
but if it's a factory system that they're just killing your car by satellite, nothing you can do about it.
damn.
Your backup camera, everybody's familiar with those, most cars have backup cameras. So you put the gear selector in reverse, it'll display the image on the screen. Issues with them, sometimes they're dark, sometimes they have physical damage, sometimes they have junk on the lens and you don't get a good picture. Excessive temperatures will cause a problem with your backup camera. Sometimes glare is an issue. I don't know if this one covers that 360-degree display over the car.
Yeah, I cut ahead, it doesn't. The closest thing it says is that the satellite is used for the camera.
Oh, is that what it is?
But it doesn't say anything about the overhead.
Yeah. Park assist, most cars have park assist, sometimes they have those ultrasonic object sensors. You see those little round tabs in the bumper cover, that's what those are.
Oh, I thought those were like a little pop-off for the toilet.
Nope,
Oh.
those are actual ultrasonic sensors for park assist.
Don't some cars
Now,
have that?
Believe it or not, if you paint one of those bumper covers, you put too much paint on those, they will not work.
Mm. What about a wrap?
Wrap would probably mess it up too. You'd have to cut around them or something.
Gotcha.
Electromagnetic parking sensors, they'll use blind spot monitor. System is active from the time the engine is started. Approximately 6 miles per hour. Also active when the vehicle is backing up. Sometimes they look like that.
Yeah.
Those are ultrasonic sensors for park assist. And sometimes you get a display on the dash that'll tell you how close you are to something. My car has them in the back, but not in the front, so that's okay though. Like if I'm backing into a space or something like that, it'll tell me how close I am by how quick it starts beeping. Lane departure warning, I don't have that. Uses cameras to detect if a vehicle is crossing over the lines marked on the pavement. Some systems use 2 cameras, one mounted on each of the rear view mirrors. Some use infrared sensors located under the front bumper. Diagnosis and service, again, whatever service information and scan tool helps you with that. Lane departure uses cameras to sense road lines. Warns the driver if the vehicle's not staying in their lane, unless the turn signal's on. Then it doesn't care if you're staying in your lane, because it figures you're changing lanes anyway, right? That's why that lane departure system doesn't go through you when you are changing lanes, if you use your turn signal. If you don't, it's gonna say, hey, you're not staying in your lane.
So Teslas, they obviously have that, and they also have this thing that if you're driving in traffic and a car immediately, like let's say like brake checks, it stops really fast. So it's like you're jumping forward. One time we're going somewhere on the strip. It was me and one of my homies. I don't hang out with him no more, but we were driving on the freeway, and this Tesla was just like being an asshole. He kept like, getting up to us, like talking shit through a closed window. And then after a while, he was like fuck it. He jumped in front of him, hit his brake, then got into the next lane, and it would stop just in the middle of the highway. Like it was kind of weird how quick it was. Like he just quickly stopped, and then just fucking kept going. He stopped following us. He stopped chasing us. Just being fucking numb. You can cheat the Tesla system.
Uh-huh. go to that San Gennaro thing over the weekend? You ever been to it?
I-
Yeah?
Uh,
It was pretty crazy. I went there Saturday and there was a million people there.
the last one I went to, it was at Craig Ranch,
Mm-hmm.
and, across the street is kids shooting.
Oh, is
So
that
they
right?
had to evacuate it and shut it down early, so.
Yeah, it's at the end
That's why I
now.
don't go to those no more.
Yeah. They got plenty of police presence.
They got some good ass food though.
Oh, man. There's so much food there. Crazy. sort of dump a bucket of water down that drain, that'll probably fix it. That's all it is, it just dried out, and then just allowing that methane gas to rise, which it normally doesn't because the water stops it. So you can pour a bucket of water down there, that should take care of it. At that point, probably stop the door open, put a fan in there or something until it goes away, but it'll be all right.
Ready?
Yeah, whenever you guys are ready.
If the oil pressure warning lamp on a vehicle is on all the time, yet the engine oil pressure is normal, the problem could be D, either A or C.
Yes.
Number 2, the light indicating low tire pressure is colored amber. A.
Yep.
Number 3, what is the meaning of the symbol? C, low oil pressure.
Okay, C, low oil pressure, is that where we're at? Yes. Uh-huh.
Number 4, got B.
Number 4, you got B, huh? Instrument cluster speedometer uses a Venturi generator to indicate vehicle speed. Note, uses the PM generator to produce an AC signal used for the vehicle speed and wheel speed sensor. So that is correct, it is B.
Terrence?
Oh. Still trying to find it, but, I would guess. A backup camera can show us the true quality information on the interior display if what occurs. I'm going to get above.
For quality image on the interior display if any of those occur, yes.
Oil pressure warning lamp is used for transportation devices. D. No.
Technician A says that.
D, sensor unit, oil pressure sensor. Okay.
Technician A says that backup sensors use LEDs to detect objects. Technician B says that a backup sensor will not work correctly if the paint on them is thicker than 6/100ths of an inch. Who is right? Technician B?
Yes, they do not use LEDs to detect objects, that's not possible.
Ultrasonic
If you have
sensors.
paint thicker than 6/1000ths of an inch
6/1000ths.
on those, they will not work.
Oh, me? A telematics equipped vehicle offers all of these features except B, hands-off driving.
Yeah, exactly. No such thing as hands-off driving.
Haven't they made that yet?
Well, I mean, on some of these autonomous cars or some that have a high level of autonomous capability, yeah, but not in this case.
Alright.
Which color requires immediate attention?
A. Red.
Red, of course.
Number 10, got C.
Number 10, you got what?
C.
C, okay. And C is a good answer.
Are any of these on the test?
Yeah, I'm looking for that so far. No. Yeah, there is, let's see. Display and dash circumference. Let's see. This one,
5.
yep.
That was a different question, wasn't
5, he said.
5.
it? The one where it's talking about a backup camera poor quality? That looked like a different question you had.
That was the other one,
Or did it look like a different one?
The one that you highlighted.
What does your
before
question
you
say?
showed us number 5, that had a lot more than the 5 on our paper.
Check 5 on that was a technician question.
Oh, because we haven't got there yet,
Oh.
yeah, because this is the next, this is the
So
period
this
you don't
test,
have.
there's nothing on this test?
Right,
Okay.
yeah, I don't think, nothing that was on there, I don't think. So it looks like most of them are gonna be on, yeah, most of them are gonna come from this, I can see that already. Okay, well,
The
have to remember
vehicle,
these somehow.
the vehicle symbol jumps down the road.
This
on
one
the-
is actually going to be on test as well. This one is on there for sure. What is it? You know your vehicle symbol, that little arrow looking thing on your navigation system? If you have
Yeah.
navigation system, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, C. Is it C? Huh?
Where's
The vehicle
Can you draw the symbol?
jumps down the road on a vehicle.
Okay, so you know your little symbol that shows like your vehicle, like on your GPS, right? It kinda
Yeah.
looks like an arrow, sorta. Tells you which way you're pointing, where
Yeah.
you're going. Let's say, when you're watching the navigation system, it kinda, this thing jumps down the road instead of, what do you think?
B.
Is B?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm not thinking of like the integrated GPS, I'm thinking of like the phone.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this would be on your, vehicle itself. So,
Okay.
this question is gonna show up on the TAD, and it's the long answer. How about that? That'll make it easy for you, right? This one was also going to be on the test. Metal type window tinting can affect the nav system. Some telematic systems require monthly payment for full use of their system.
Both.
Okay. What are the total miles stored in a vehicle equipped with electronic odometer? Nobody's gonna miss this question either, because just remember Nevada RAM, okay?
What does it really stand for?
Non-volatile random access memory,
Oh, Nevada
meaning it
Ram.
cannot be erased.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Nevada Ram.
So, yeah, stick with Nevada RAM, that's why I said, you're not gonna remember non-volatile random access memory. Okay? Which of these supplemental display the press, heads-up display, that's obvious, right? That should be an easy question. I think this one is also, yes, let's see. Yes, it is.
Both?
This should be a pretty obvious question, right?
I think it was on our test.
Yes, it is.
It's the last one.
Yeah.
It's the last question on the test.
It's D.
Yeah, some of these will probably be in the book, so you'll have them at least in print there, right?
6 is D.
Between the symbol, the oil pressure,
D.
most sensors, most vehicles use a what? Or an input for the engine coolant temperature display.
C.
Engine coolant temperature sensor. We did that one. We did that one, this one is B. Minimum oil pressure required to keep that light off. What is it? What would you guess that is? Minimum oil pressure to keep that engine alive and keep that light from coming on.
C.
Whoa, 60?
10.
Yeah.
Whoa,
A.
yeah, that light be on all the time.
Okay.
Oh.
3 to 7, that oil pressure warning light will come on. All right. Okay. Let's take a break now till till 10:30. We missed it earlier, but we got a late start, so. We resume at 10:30 for the next chapter.